Excuse me, but is this a Miss Aubrey Anderson?
Huh? Who are you? Are you trying to hit on me?
No. I'm the husband of the victim of the accident you caused the other day. My name's Isaac Robbins, and my wife's name is Matilda Robbins. Don't pretend you don't remember.
Oh yeah, I do remember now. It just came back to me, lol. What do you want?
Not what do you want. How do you plan on making up for what you did? In spite of the serious fact you ran my wife over and caused her a very serious injury, you've been ignoring all of my phone calls and actually had the nerve to block me. Luckily, I was able to find your messenger account using your phone number, which is how I'm speaking with you now.
So, those phone calls were about the accident, lol, whoopsie. I thought you were some kind of creep stalker, so I blocked your number. Although, it is kind of creepy that you would go out of your way to look up my messenger account. That's really weird, you know. Don't you feel ashamed?
Are you making fun of me? Do you have any idea of the gravity of the situation you're in? My wife's lying in a hospital bed right now after you ran her over because you were playing around on your phone instead of looking at the road. That would be bad enough on its own, but on top of that, you've ignored us for a whole 4 days and didn't show up to visit her in hospital once. Do you feel even an ounce of remorse for what you did?
These things happen. It's not like I had a great time of it myself. I got injured and had to go to the hospital too, you know? I was super busy. I just haven't had the time to visit. It's not that I didn't want to.
I know all about the extent of your injuries. You have a slight graze on your forehead, and that's it. You didn't even need to be admitted. You went home the same day, didn't you? It's been 4 days since then. There's no way you haven't had a chance to come.
Even still, it's not like I have a duty to visit her. I mean, why would I? I'd visit my friends if I ran them over, but you guys are strangers to me. If she wasn't dawdling around the crosswalk like that, I wouldn't have hit her in the first place. I've seen faster snails. Yeah, that's right. The accident was her fault.
What?
Plus, she's injured me too. So we're both in the same boat here. Would you just cut it out already? This is old news now.
It only happened 4 days ago. It is most definitely not old news. You were so distracted by your phone, you ran my wife over right in the middle of a crossing after running a red light. Who the hell do you think you are, speaking about her like that? You broke Matilda's leg!
So what? Bones heal, you know. She'll be fine before long. Just think of it as an opportunity for her to read books and learn sewing or something. Take a chill pill, sheesh. Plus, she's alive, isn't she? What's the big deal? Hopefully she learns her lesson and drives more safely from now on. Did you know the doctor told me I might have a small scar on my forehead for the rest of my life after this? A small scar! Isn't that just, like, the worst? Don't you feel guilty? What's more important, some random old woman's leg or my beautiful face? That's a rhetorical question, by the way. You will be paying me if it scars, won't you?
You've gotta be kidding me. Us? Pay you? The only reason you grazed your forehead is because you panicked and swerved into a guardrail after you realized you'd hit my wife. How dare you play the victim? You should be ashamed of yourself, young lady. You don't show any remorse, you don't apologize, yet you have the nerve to demand money from the victim? Just what exactly are you hoping to achieve with this disgraceful attitude of yours?
A disgraceful attitude? I don't know what you mean.
It's considered the right and proper thing to do for the perpetrator to visit the victim in hospital and apologize sincerely in these kinds of situations. Have you no humanity? The only one who should be paying compensation and medical bills is you. Have you no conception of any of this? Where are your morals, young lady?
You can whine at me as much as you want, but I don't have any money to give you. I can't pay you something that doesn't exist. So sorry, but not sorry.
I told you to stop screwing me around! Is there no limit to your selfishness? How can you still think this is a joke? I'll be reporting this to your parents and college.
Hey, don't do that. That'd be a real nuisance for me. My mom would be so mad if she knew I wrecked the car. Uh-huh, that's it. I just thought of, the best idea of all time. Tell me, old man, how old are you?
What? Where did that come from?
Forget that. Just tell me, how old are you?
34. What does that have to do with anything? Don't try and change the subject.
Wow, 34? Don't forget your Zimmer frame, old man. Maybe it's not too old, though. Okay, I think I can allow it. Okay, here's the idea, old man. So, about the accident the other day, I'm willing to go on a date with you if you agree to forget all about it. One whole date with me! How does that sound?
What?
I'm free all day this Saturday. So I'm willing to go on a date with you if that's what it takes to get you to shut up, Gramps. So, what do you think? You'll go out with me and then we can just forget about what happened, can't we? We can, can't we? Lol.
What on earth are you talking about? I don't understand.
Your mind must be slowing down with your old age. Let me make it super easy to understand. If you let me off the hook and drop all this stuff about money over the accident the other day, I'll go on a date with you. One whole day that you get to spend with me. You should be counting your lucky stars. Chances like this don't come around for guys your age every day. Don't you think it sounds great? You get to hang out with a hot college student all day.
How many times do I have to tell you to stop messing around? Cut it out already! I'm serious! Are you a total moron? There's no way you can make up for what you did to my wife with something like that! How preposterous! I refuse!
Are you sure? I mean, are you really, really sure? How often do you get the chance to hang out with a hot college student? Not often, I'm guessing. Lol. We can do whatever you want for the whole day. Anything.
You really should know when to stop. I'm running out of patience with you. Hanging out with you wouldn't pay my wife's medical bills, nor would it heal her broken leg. All I want is to see some sincerity.
Duh, that's why I'm offering you the chance to go on a date with me. I'm sincerely asking you out on a date, lol. I'm offering you a date out of the goodness of my heart because you seem upset, lol. Surely that's the very definition of sincerity, lol. Plus, if your wife's leg's broken, that means she won't be moving around for a while. Which means you're gonna end up all kinds of frustrated, if you catch my drift. It's unhealthy to let that kind of energy build up, old man, and I'm kindly offering to help out. One thing's for sure, I look a damn sight better than that old hag, lol. Oh, is this why you don't want to go on a date with me? You're so old, it doesn't work anymore? This is too hilarious.
That's enough! I'm taking you to court!
What?
I've been waiting and waiting, sitting tight this whole time waiting for the phone to ring, thinking you would phone us about settling out of court. But nothing came. Now I contact you and this is how you behave? Do you think I'm just going to take you insulting my injured wife lying down? I'll be filing criminal charges against you, so you get the punishment you deserve. You'll be hearing from my lawyer over the coming days. Prepare yourself.
Huh? I don't understand what that means, Gramps. Criminal charges? What's that? I know. You're trying to scare me by using big fancy words. Well, it's not gonna work. Lol.
If you don't understand, I suggest you go and do some research, because reality's going to come knocking on your door very soon. Or are you so lacking in common sense that even something as simple as that is impossible? If you don't figure it out now, Your future's going to be ripped away from you in the blink of an eye, and you're not even going to understand how it happened. Why? Because you'll have a criminal record, and you'll owe huge sums of money. And you know what? That's fine by me. I have no intention of negotiating a settlement with you now. I won't sign any petitions for sentence reduction, no matter how much you beg me. I'll see to it that you don't get away with this if it's the last thing I do.
No, please, wait. I just looked it up. If I get a criminal record, that means I'll be a criminal. I'm gonna be a criminal. Me? No, that isn't the life I want to have. Please, wait. And what do you mean by losing my future and owing huge sums of money? That sounds bad.
How do you not understand what I mean? Are you genuinely stupid? Did you accidentally buy a plank of wood instead of a phone? Investigate it by yourself. Maybe if you do, you'll finally realize how serious this situation is.
I looked up what criminal charges means and stuff about severe punishments, sentencing, and prison started coming up. Plus, there were tons of links about compensation payments. Does that mean what I think it means? You have got to be joking me! Like, oh my god, this can't be happening! Me in prison? Please tell me you're bluffing!
I'm not joking, and I'm not bluffing either. In fact, I've never been more serious about anything. Not only did you run over and severely injure my wife, but you responded with the most childish, insolent, disrespectful attitude I've ever seen in a human being. Do you think for one moment I'm going to let you get away with that? Even if you just pretended to be remorseful, even if you just put on an act of being sorry, you are still barely in your 20s, which basically makes you a child, and I would have been willing to discuss settlement out of court. But no, you had to push. You had to be cocky, to be arrogant, to insult me and my wife. Well, if that's how you want to play this, then I swear I will fight you to the last!
No, just wait! I'll be in big trouble if you do that. It says online that it's hard for people with criminal records to find work. Mom said she'll kick me out if I don't find a job when I graduate college. Ugh. Plus, it says I may have to pay tens of thousands of dollars in compensation. I don't have that kind of money. I don't even know if my mom and dad have that much. Just because I may have lightly brushed your wife as I went past her in the car? Why?
What? How are you somehow suddenly surprised? You wouldn't discuss any kind of settlement. Your attitude's been a disgrace from the outset. You did practically everything you could to make me as angry as possible. You were as good as asking me to take you to court.
I never asked you to do that. All I did was offer to go on a date with you instead of paying compensation. The offer still stands, by the way. How about that date? Let me off the hook and we can go for pizza and drinkies, baby.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not interested in going on a date with you? I hate stupid, vulgar women like you! I'm instinctually repulsed by the idea of letting you off the hook for running over and breaking my wife's leg by going on a date. Besides, it's not me you need to apologize to. It's my wife!
I get it. I'll apologize to her, I swear. Which hospital is she at? I'll pay you the settlement money, too. Just name your figure. I can get a hold of it. Please, just don't take me to court. Anything but court.
Too little, too late. I already told you we're past the point of apologies and settlement negotiations. From now on, I'm dedicating my life to ensure you get the heaviest punishment possible. I have nothing more to say to you. All further communications will be sent through my lawyer. Expect to hear from him soon. And like I said before, prepare yourself.
Just stop it already. I told you, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how much trouble I'll be in if you file criminal charges against me? I'll tell my dad if you do it. I swear I will. Believe me, you don't want to see my dad when he's angry.
If you think you have something you need to tell him, then tell him. In any case, I plan on reporting this to your parents anyway, so it's probably in your best interests that he hear it from you first. I'll tell them all about how their daughter ran over my wife, then tried getting out of paying compensation or medical bills by offering to go on a date with me, the victim's husband. Mark my words, by the time I'm finished, they'll know full well what a terrible person their daughter is.
No, no, no! Don't do it! Please don't tell my dad! He'll get mad at me! He'll stop paying for me to go to college! I'm begging you! Please hear me out!
I'm afraid I can't do that. I can feel my IQ drop every time you speak. See you in court. After that, I blocked all contact from Aubrey Anderson. Then I left everything else to my lawyer. I don't know whether it's because they heard from my lawyer, but Aubrey's parents showed up at the hospital with faces as white as sheets. But no longer having any interest in apologies or settlement negotiations, we had the nurses tell them we weren't taking visitors and sent them on their way. The result? Aubrey Anderson was found guilty in court. The judge ordered her to pay us a whopping $40,000 in compensation and medical bills. Her parents were no longer willing to cover her tuition fees, so she was forced to drop out of college, and to add insult to injury, they kicked her out of the house and cut off all ties with her. She really was an irredeemable fool. Thankfully, my wife's leg healed nicely, and she made a full recovery. She was able to return to her normal life, pretty much unchanged from how it was before, and I'm very relieved about that.